Okay, so 10 months ago, I made this list as a tier list on Bonkyo game modes, and it's very terrible. It's very bad, like really fucking bad. It's complete garbage. So what I did is I made a better list and I made a comment. If you want to probably just read it, it will be better, but I'll read it out for you because I wanted to not read it out for you, but I thought to myself, maybe I should put in the effort and read it out for you. Also, it makes the video longer, and YouTube likes longer videos because they make more money off of long videos. Even though I don't make any money, they do. Right? Because I bring in the traffic, I bring in the people, and they get the leech off of me. Or do I get the leech off of them? No. Because maintaining a server is bulk. Making art is not bulk. It takes effort, man. It's not AIable. It's about my content, okay? So read the list, pause the video. Here you go. Cinema. Okay, from the bottom, right? I'm gonna start from the bottom. F is for football. This mode is by far the worst. No variety, sluggish movement, no tech, no maps, forced teams, little to no strategy. Doesn't feel like bonk. I know and love. Okay, sorry Brazilians. It's bad. It's bad. It's they put it in because it's popular, but it's bad. Okay, these for bullets. That's just the name I use for death arrows. Basically, just arrows that kill you. And I think player collision is off. I don't really know for sure. I barely play it. It's not there because it's not nearly as interesting as the regular arrows mode. Because the death on the arrow, it's such a game-defining ability. Right, grapple and arrows and VTOL, it's all very good. Right, the grapple and arrow abilities are very good, but having the arrows kill you, that's so game-defining. It's all the game's about, right? The only thing that matters is just to aim and predict, right? Just aim at people and shoot. Right? What you want to do is you aim, and they go right. You're on a long range, so you snipe. You aim, and you predict where they're going, just like in BRs, like in COD VR. But the thing is, you don't know if they're actually going to go that way, because they might just randomly press any button and your tiny little arrow is just going to miss. So what you do is you sit there for 10 minutes and shoot arrows at each other until eventually somebody has to gamble on which button to press and press the slight wrong button that the guy predicted, right? I mean, there's a 25% chance, right? So it's just trash. It's just getting lucky for fun. But there's a skill involved. There is skill involved with the predicting and the timing a bit, but it's not. It's very soft skill, right? Because you can also just shoot arrows at random, and you can get like 50% of the way there, as long as you aim in the direction and just aim fully, like so you know it's gonna get there at least. It's just bad. It's just not very good mode. There's no map variety at all. It's all the same. I mean, you can play it. It's better than football. And you don't have to do teams, but man, it's just bad. Okay, VTOL, I love VTOL. Right, of all the modes, I think the maps are so creative. It's the most potential of any mode. No one plays it though. Right. The part of it's that it's hard to get into, right? The movement is very, very weird. It's very counterintuitive. So getting used to it is just weird, especially with the gravity. You just die before you even get to do anything, right? And still, if you learn it, it's still so clunky and tedious. It's fun, but it's tedious. I'm not gonna pretend that it's close, or no, I'm not gonna pretend that it should be at the same tier as the other main three. But it's not a side mode, because it's not just one thing. There's more to this. The rules of the game allow for because the essence of Bonk is that you have a very simple game that's easy to get into, which Fetal is a bit weird because it's counterintuitive, but it's still, you only have that much to work with. If you would be able to think differently, you would get into this mode, and there's no extra stuff for it, right? It's very easy to get into. And with that simplicity, you get to do so much, and Fetal does that exactly. It's so simple, but it does so much. It's just, it's not that fun, right? It's the essence of Bonk, like 1-to-1, but it's not that fun. But it's still way more interesting than football and Bullet, because football just doesn't have the essence of Bonk at all, and Bullet just doesn't allow for it because the rules of the game are bad. It's too game defining. Yeah. Okay, now I have a very long text wall for arrows. I think it's a solid mode after all. I'm gonna say a bunch of negative things about it, but it's solid. It's fun. It's the essence of Bonk. Also, it has flaws though, but it's very easy to get into. Right, the arrow added a nice complexity on the regular moveset. Getting good is a little bit harder because you need to you learn more timing with the arrows, but it's not too much, right? It's not too bad. It's very intuitive still, but it's superfluous. What that means is it's extra. It's not necessary at all. They could have kept Bonk 1 if Flash was still up. But the developers decided to be a Giga Chad and add more modes for no reason at all, because people loved the regular Bonk, and it was kind of falling off, but people loved it, and they still do, and he decided to add more modes anyway. What a Chad. And he also doesn't even play the game and never interacts with people that play it. What a Chad. Okay, so arrows work both offensively and defensively. On offense, you can apply pressure on people that run away, or snipe at long range, which is what all death arrows is basically. And on defense, you can use it to shield away opponents with like a quick arrow, right? And that nullifies their pressure basically. And it sounds good because it's a good game, right? No, right? Because at most it's a bit better than classic at the high kick, because it's fun to shoot the arrows. It's fun. It adds more to it, but all of the flaws at its worst, it's just so diabolical to play, man. All of the flaws of Classic are millions of times worse. Man, it's so bad. Yeah, like I said, all of the minor flaws in Classic shine brightly in this mode. Sniping is just boring, just like in Bullets. It's boring, it feels unrewarding because it's completely luck reliant. Right, because it relies on people just being bad and not paying attention, or pressing the one button that you predicted them to press. But in this game mode, they can just heavy and nullify 50% of, no, more like 75% of your arrow, depending on how fast you shoot it. Alright, it promotes passive play. Sniping from a vantage point at moving players. Right, it's just boring. And since the snipe contest relies on luck, the only reliable approach is to close the gap and get close. And comes in the next problem. Up close, the pressure is completely nullified with one short arrow tap, right? And you completely reverse it, right? Because you get to move in towards them, nullify it, bonk them away. It's ridiculous, man. Right, using quick arrows defense slows down and what you get is both sides do it. So you just get a standstill of arrow bonk, arrow bonk, arrow bonk, arrow bonk, arrow bonk, and there's no movement. Usually the maps aren't very well designed for it. It lasts forever. And then eventually what you get is then one guy, unfortunately, shoots an arrow and you mistime your heavy by a millisecond, probably due to lag, which I'll get in later. That's the next problem, right? Because of the arrows, when you have a lot of players, there's a lot of arrows and there's a lot of complexity. And when you have more players, the more complex it gets, like doubled, tripled, because the arrows really bounce you. So you die very quickly early on, usually. Right? They just tend to always die very fast, and then combine it with the last point of the never-ending 1v1, and what you get is This mode is just spectate, Andy. It's spectating simulator. You're just spectating more than you play. Just boring. So to counteract that, what you want to do is you want to play in a way that's less risky, so you don't die as fast. Basically, what that means is you have to passively play and camp and shoot your arrow, which is very unrewarding. Right? If I'm gonna have to camp to actually play the mode, I might as well not play the game at all, because I'm not playing, I'm just camping. And on top of all of that, the lag is way worse, because the laggy arrows, because you move them around with your hand, right? They're completely unreactable, which isn't bad. It's with all lag, but also completely unpredictable because you don't know where it's going to shoot, because he doesn't know where you're going to go. So he doesn't know where he's going to have to shoot. So you're just gambling, right? What it boils down to is Arrows just suffers from the same flaws as Classic, but there's no way to overcome those flaws without giving into them and playing a boring ass game mode, right? You want to have players that play aggressive in its game mode. If you don't, it's going to be boring, because the annoying camper is going to get to the 1v1 every time and win half of the time because of a lucky lag shot. And even if everybody goes aggressive, what's probably going to happen still is you get the infinite standstill. It's just so fucking annoying. It's just a lot more random, and you're probably going to be 5 to 10% more likely to get into the 1v1. But that's assuming that everybody doesn't camp, and probably like half the players are going to camp and be bitches. Right? Good. I hate that fucking mode, but it's better than Vital. I'll give it that, even though I like Vital more. Okay, Grapple. Good, but with a learning curve. Similar to Vital, a mode allows for crazy movement. And similarly crazy maps. Good mode. Again, not too intuitive to learn. You have to use your knowledge about springs, because the grapple is bouncy, the string is bouncy, and orbits from physics, because you need to that's how you build speed in this mode. But once you learn it, it's fucking good, yo. Right, snappy movement. If you bounce, you snap. Fast-paced fights, on-the-fly thinking, reacting, very sweaty, so it's not for everybody. But I like it, yo. I like it. Right? The grapple ability is very broken, because you just go everywhere, move very fast, never die ever. Right? When you get hit, just grapple, and you don't die. Give it to a cheater and they won't die. They will never ever die. The only way for them to die is if you play on the other side of the world and then get such a insanely lucky lag spike that they somehow their ability gets broken and they die. But that's so impossible. It's actually, you're not going to beat a cheater. I've played a cheater. Yeah. Also, I wrote defeat. I mean kill, yo, because in the comments, you can't say kill because you're gonna ban me on my own channel where I can't comment on my own video. Fuck you, YouTube. Fucking bitch. Right? I can say it now. Like, I can say it. How much? 13 minutes into the video? I can say fucking bitch. Fuck you, YouTube. You fucking motherfucking ass. What? Fuck you, man. Thought police Annie. Bitch. Bitch. Fucking bitch. Okay. However, right, in the hands of players, it's easy to nullify, because what happens is right, when you get touched and you grapple at the same time, those two things, you lose your ability to grapple for like 8 seconds, no, like 7 seconds maybe. And for most of the maps that are designed on aerial gameplay, so basically it's over. You die. Unless you get lucky and you get sent into the air, you die. Some maps you can survive if you're good enough, but no, you die. So the main problem is that people can still run away and try to bait you, and it doesn't work on this mode, because you can just stay in the air forever if you're good enough. Which, if you play the mode, you're probably good enough. And they can also just run away forever, and it's annoying. But eventually they'll just be bad and die, because once you get fast enough, you have to slow down. And what you're going to do is you could just go for the 50-50 and fucking bonk them, keep bonking them, and if you're better, you'll bonk them away. But yeah, it's going to drag out the fight, because if you're going fast enough, you have to use your grapple more and more frequently, and since it's timer based, you cannot go past a certain speed without dying, because you have to grapple for so long, it just runs out at that point. So you have to, so you can just go slightly over, catch up, kill them, chase them. You can do it. If you bonk them, you might get lucky. If you just chase them and catch on with them, you can also get, you can kill them. It's not that bad. It's just annoying. It is, yeah, it's just annoying. Okay, last classic. You can't fix something that's already perfect. It's the easiest to learn. It's the most simple, and it's the most competitive of all. Mostly because a lot of people play it. More people play arrows, but most of the people that play arrows are noobs that don't understand game design and don't know how to play a proper game mode. They camp. They suck at the fucking game. They think they're good because they camp. No, they're not. They're just annoying ass bitches. They always come to the 1v1 and they 50-50 it. It's so fucking dumb, okay? Right? It's good movement, just like grapple. But, right? But you don't have to sweat because it's not reliant on your ability or on using that grapple ability. Right? The predictions are just as key as in arrows, but instead of shooting the arrow, you have to be there and bonk them. So there's actually risk, so it's way more rewarding and way more engaging from all sides, right? Interesting techniques. It's the same as in every mode, but the techniques on this is way more pronounced because there's no ability that nullifies the importance of the technique, right? Who cares if you can jump high, if you can just use a grapple to do it twice, or VTOL to do it twice? Who cares if you can go fast on a certain angle, if you can just shoot an arrow in their direction, right? So the techniques are way more important on this mode, right? Even though it's easier, it's actually more skill-based because you need to use all of the little things to your advantage, which in the other modes is not the case. You need to use your ability, but that's it, right? Your ability is what really, really, really matters because the abilities are broken. Okay. Right. Interesting techniques, strategies and maps. Despite the simple controls, a lot of good strategies, a lot of good maps too. Right. Grapple and VTOL are a bit more creative just because they allow for it. But man, there's good maps, and a lot of arrow maps are very, very, very bad. Right. A lot of arrows and maps are bad and allow for way too much people staying alive. Right? They're too man, I'm not gonna they're not it's just a bouncing area for arrows. It's just annoying, man. Including quick play maps. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Right? People from all skill levels can play this game. It's good if you're bad, it's good if you're good. It's peak. Boom! Right, it has flaws, the same as other modes, but they're tolerable because you can deal with them, right? Lag is not as bad, because you can predict movement, it's doable, you have to do it anyway, but you have to really do it. Right? If you want to be good, you have to do it. If you want to prevent lag, you have to do it. If you're bad at the game, lag is bad, but if you're good at the game, it's very kind of a non-issue, right? Because you can just hold your heavy for longer, and if you know where they're going, going to get them anyway. It's just going to be slightly less good of a hit. Because perfect timing is important, very important. But if you're lagging anyway, having having a more guaranteed, more reliable hit is more important because it's not game changing and they're lagging too, so they'll also have to do it, so it's nullified, right? You can just hold heavy for a little bit longer and it's good still. Right, and even if you miss them, if you just approach a little bit slower, you'll survive, okay? And they'll still lag and won't be able to react to you missing, and they won't be able to take advantage of it. So it's not like you just get hit with a bullshit random luck ability and you die, right? You don't just lose your grapple at some point because he teleported on you. You don't just get hit with an arrow that suddenly teleports you from across the map on top of you, right? Basically. Okay, so runners, you can just, what you do with the runners in this mode, similar to grapple, you try to outpace them, but slightly, and then go on top of them and chase them down. Right, so, but it's not as bad because they can die very quickly. If you pinch them, they'll probably die because they're running anyway, and you're just gonna run into the edge. over the edge. So beating campers and invaders, it's so satisfying. You're beating these fucking shitheads that love arrows. They love it because they can finally not play the game and still get to the end game. Well, we'll see about that fucking bitch. You're not gonna bait me. You're not gonna bait me, okay? You might bait some noobs. But man, I'm the noob killer. I'm also the noob protector. I don't know. I kill everybody. I've killed so many people in the past. And on top of that, Spectin is more tolerable. Unlike in arrows. Unlike in grapple a little bit. Right? Because if you want to clash like this, basically you want to get the more speed usually or less speed depending on the situation. And the most important thing is you want to get the angle. In lag it can be bad, so if you're lagging, don't go for clashes, because if you do, you're retarded. Or just unlucky if it suddenly lags. But right, you want to get the angle. If you get the good angle, you win, and they probably die instantly, so it's over quickly usually. And if that doesn't work, if they're running or they're camping, you go for a slow approach, not a fast one, because they'll bait you. Go for a slow approach. And what happens is usually you get one side that's running and defending, and the other side is attacking. The attacking side has the advantage as long as they don't get overconfident and just send it, right? You can do it for fun, but it's not the best strategy. You have to be sure that you win. So always the defending side has the bait, and the baiting is risky because it puts you in a bad spot. And a good player, a good attacking player, will take advantage of that bad spot and not send it over you, and they'll just kill you. Right. So just to end it, I haven't got the 99 wins on arrows yet. I might do it soon. If you're waiting for this, got you. Maybe by the end of the year. Probably not, because it's fucking terrible. Okay, 99 wins on arrows is miserable. Or 99 wins on grapple kind of ruined the mode for me. Partly because it bugged out and I had to play blind for, what was it, 6 hours? More, probably 7 hours. But 99 wins, man, it's nostalgic. I was, well, it was a bit tiring at the end, right? I'm sitting there on my ass for so long, like my ass got sore, but it wasn't not fun. It's so weird, man. Classic is such a perfect game. Like the complexity you get out of it from the simplicity of the game, it's so good. You just don't get tired of it. Seeing the same maps over and over and over again, I just don't get tired of it. Well, I do get tired of it, but it's never like a moment where I think I never want to see this again. It's more like, okay, I'll move on now. If I feel like it, I'm gonna play it again. With grapple, it's a bit like that. With arrows, it's if I really want to go some arrows right now, I might feel like playing some arrows. I'll probably get tired of it before I even get 10 wins, because it's fucking miserable. And I have to camp to get 10 wins in a reasonable amount of time, because otherwise I die instantly. Because of some bullshit. Even if I get to the end, I'm always in a bad spot, because I was the one that killed every single person on that I killed, right? The two others, the other guy is just camping, and then I have to approach because he's camping. And then he gets a lucky lag arrow and he kills me. That's how it goes. Hope you like this shit fucking, yeah. I hope you like this garbage. Look, this is how you make, no, I'm not gonna make this. This is how you make a good thumbnail. Boom. You do like this, and you always do a square. Right, 38. You do like this, boom. You do is save. Okay, bonk. IO is not gonna carry over the dot. Game modes tier list. What you do here, you do this, you copy this. I'm gonna carry that over at the end. I'm gonna copy this and put it in my title. What you do here is you delete Kenneth. This is a man that I love. I love this man. Don't change that yet. It's gonna fuck it up. I opened this with color paint, which is just paint, but scuffed version, or it's decent actually. What you do is you put in bonk, bonk. I'm gonna do small, smaller. Bonk, slop. That's what I'm going for. Feeling a little slop today. Okay. That's a bit small. There you go, right? Bonk slop, because this content is slop. It was a reading list. So you save it here. No, you save it. Yo, I'm not clicking there, man. I'm clicking there. There you go. You save it here. What you then do is you get up your OBS. What you do is here you click stop recording. But before you stop recording, you do this. And you say to your viewers, fuck you, you fucking bitch. Give it a like and share. Like and share. Or not, because I'm begging, and begging is fucking annoying, right? You hate when people do this. You hate intros because they waste your time. You hate outros because they waste your time. You hate when these fucking retard ass content creators beg for you to share and beg for money, right? Because how it should be is that the people that enjoy it and they you have your viewers, you promote a good culture among your viewers, and the people that enjoy it, they will pay, they will donate money to you because they like your content and they know that sucking up to corporations and getting money from them is not a good way for creative people to earn money, because it ruins the creative aspect of the content that you make. Huh? Right? If your entire output is controlled by a certain thought police media company that owns every part of your life and completely owns the way you make money and how you provide for your family, then you're gonna have to suck it up to them and not make what you actually want to make, right? The only way to actually make what you want to make is to not be dependent on them and to earn money from the people that like your content, not like it on YouTube, but like it for them, because you don't like content, because you don't want to be biased in your lists, right? Well, if you want to put it in a list, maybe like it and use it as a playlist, but not like it because you want to boost the algorithm, because the algorithm is shit. The algorithm is shit. The algorithm is shit. The algorithm is fucking garbage, man. Right? Make a 30-minute long tier list video, because, right, I'm just gonna make something out of nothing, right? Write up a comment in 10 minutes based on a 10-minute video that was trash, and make it into 30 minutes because I love making something out of nothing, and add content in the end, right? So what you want to do is if you like Bonk, this is not a generalist video, this is a specific hobbyist video. If you like Bonk, you're going to play the game for 10 hours at least, right? Get to level 50 if you're level 1. Play for days. You're going to watch this video again. And what you do is you think it through in your head. And now you get it, right? You get what I'm talking about. You get why certain modes are shit. You get why certain modes are fun on paper, but not fun at all, or very shallow. You get why certain modes are really fucking good, but kinda suck to play because you're human. Why some modes are really fun sometimes and absolutely diabolical, the worst mode, the worst thing in existence most of the time. While some modes are good fun if you're not tired, and some modes are fucking peak cinema. Boom! Did you see that 7.6 million? Did you see that 7.6 million? Fucking hell, man. Fucking hell.